If you are a business professional who has a guitar lying around for ages, let me show you how, without undermining your financial, professional, or business ambitions, you can achieve the ability to simply use your guitar to play along and sing with any song you wish. Let me introduce you to Sachin Shukla, an ambitious business professional in the pharmaceutical industry who barely had enough time for his personal interests. When he came to us, he told us that he has delayed his guitar learning journey for so long, particularly because he felt it was hard, it would take a long time, and that mindset ended up with him having no ability to actually play his guitar or have the mindset to try and learn. But things changed when he approached us, and this is how. In order to help Sachin find real solutions, we had to first dig deep and identify what were actually his real problems. And this is what we found out. YouTube. Yes, YouTube was Sachin's first major problem in learning music. Like many of us who wish to learn anything, Sachin too tried YouTubing. How to play guitar, how to play songs, how to sound good. But no matter how much he searched, he found himself going down a bottomless pit of information that made no meaningful sense. By the end of this video, you will learn how YouTube is not a real problem, but it's the context with which we search YouTube that makes it meaningful to learn from. As we dug deeper, we found out that Sachin had even tried coaching classes and he still faced the same problems. Although his intention was to find guidance, he ended up finding himself in a classroom where curriculum and rote learning was given more preference than the creative joy that music is supposed to make you feel. And this is where we start realizing why he couldn't keep himself engaged in spite of going to those coaching classes and ultimately had to quit again. Even though Sachin was very frustrated, he didn't give up. He now tried to force himself through a routine of structured and disciplined practice, assuming that if he was able to at least cover 10 song tutorials, the guitar would become easier. However, even though his mechanical ability to read the chords and notes and then find them on the guitar and then go through the repetitions improved, he realized for every other song he wanted to learn how to play, he would again have to go to a tutorial. This means that if he was ever at a family gathering or an office party, anybody requested him a song and he hadn't yet gone through those tutorials, he would never be able to play the song back. And he realized this is not what he wanted and ultimately believed that music is very difficult or it's rote and boring, and so he gave up again. After identifying all these problems with Sachin, we then tried to wonder what could be the real solution. And this is where everything changed. If you haven't already realized, Sachin was able to conclude by looking at his own problem, the real solution that he had been in search for all this while. And that was a sense of purpose. You see that without a sense of purpose, it seems almost impossible to achieve anything in life. Without a sense of purpose, we end up cramming up in our exams and forget everything. And isn't that why YouTube videos don't really work? Without a sense of purpose, we end up in relationships that are short and detached. And isn't that what happens in coaching classes? And without a sense of purpose, we try to meditate but still feel meaningless. And isn't that what happens during our practice times? You see, when we initially inquired Sachin why he wished to learn guitar, his answers, though honest, were genuinely lacking a deep sense of purpose. Hear this out. Initially, Sachin would have said he was learning guitar to relax himself, but now he finds out it's not such a relaxing activity after all. He would have initially said that he wanted to learn guitar to express himself, but now he realizes that he still hasn't even tried to learn the songs that actually had any meaning for him. He would have initially said that he wanted to learn guitar to develop a new hobby, but now he realizes that until he actually has the skill, can the guitar really become a hobby? And as this became crystal clear to Sachin, he realized that what he wanted was not truly to learn how to play the guitar, but how to find a sense of purpose that made the guitar meaningful in the first place. And you know what he realized his sense of purpose for the guitar was? The fact that he has had one for 10 years, but he still can't play it. Even though in the last 10 years he had to do something that was more difficult, that was to build his business. And his business required him, fail or lose, you still got to keep going. But he was never able to apply the same philosophy in guitar. And this is why he developed the 3 habits with us that finally changed things for him, that finally made it possible for him to just take out his guitar and play to any song he wanted. And so finally, here are the addictive habits that made learning music so rewarding for Sachin, that he was able to learn skills in 1 year that he wasn't able to do in the past decade. By infusing these habits that are so simple in his daily life, Sachin realized how much of a rewarding journey it is to sing your favorite songs, play your guitar along with your favorite songs, anytime, anywhere that you want. And you too will be surprised at how simple these habits are to develop, and they have actually nothing much to do with the guitar at all. Are you ready? Here they are. Listening to music, singing softly, and gently dancing. Absurd, right? How could any of these childish activities have anything to do with getting better on the guitar or developing a sense of purpose? Don't worry, that's exactly how Sachin felt when he first heard of these. But when he reflected, he realized he hadn't even tried this in the last 10 years. How would he know until he tries? He asked himself, is it that hard to do? In fact, it sounded quite funny and interesting. And this is what I want to leave you with today. That Sachin's ability to play the guitar was able to actually come into formation because these habits helped him find the purpose. Let's logically look into why for each of these 3 habits. As Sachin developed a habit to wake up every morning only to search for a song he had never heard before and started listening to it, not only did the experience feel extremely satisfying, but also felt like traveling across the world. Listening to all these music felt like an exploration right from his bedroom. As time passed, he also started developing his taste buds, which most of us learning guitar, piano, ukulele never do. As he developed his taste buds, he realized the kind of music he truly loves listening to and the kind that he rather prefers staying away from. And the more he did so, the more curious he became. How do you apply all these songs on your guitar? No wonder the guitar didn't feel meaningless anymore, because it's the songs that inspired him to pick it up again. Next, as Sachin started developing his evening habit to try and attempt to sing or gently hum a line or two from the song he had heard in the morning, he started feeling a sense of attachment and connection to these songs. He knew he was not a great singer, but he could quietly sing to himself just to try and recall what the words were, what the tune felt like. And it is that which gave him a very deep understanding of the melody and how it progressed as the song moved. Something that is so important in just knowing what to do with your guitar, because these are the things that we take into consideration: the chords, the notes, and all the rest. And finally, just before going to bed, Sachin started developing this really fun habit of sitting on his bed and gently swaying and dancing and grooving along with the song that he had learned that day. As he gently sang along, he realized not only is this activity a lot of fun to do, but it was also meditative in many ways. It helped him realize that sense of timing he had never felt before, that he could not learn in the theoretical, mathematical way that he had come across on YouTube. But for the first time, he realized that music is a feeling, that once you learn to feel, it will be able to make you use that on your guitar or any other instrument you may have lying around, like a ukulele or piano, and actually bring the songs that you have grooving in your mind to life. And you can start doing these activities from today, regardless of whether you have a mentor, regardless of whether you follow YouTube videos. It is these activities that will lead to long-term, permanent changes in you to develop the skills that you have been struggling to learn for so long. And this is how Sachin was able to develop these addictive habits that helped him develop the simple art of singing and playing his guitar and performing.